models. I'm seeing that like every time I log into Facebook now, someone's doing a paper show, which I like to think we invented that. We probably didn't, but I like to think like a year
You
ago.
guys were doing what you guys were doing that like a year ago, like at least 18 months ago, if I
Yeah,
remember
we ran
correctly.
with that for almost 2 years. We ran with that. We've been running with that offer.
Yeah, it's a great offer.
Yeah. So and the whole reason why you create offers like this is so you can segment yourself out in the marketplace, and you can get someone excited before they're ever on the phone with you, like, oh, what are these guys doing? Like, it's only pay per appointment or pay per show. I like that. I want to go talk to these guys. I'm excited to talk to these guys. And if you can deliver exactly just that, but only offer it for like the first 30 days and then not downsell, but sell them into an extended contract, that's how you're going to start growing your business substantially.
Bro, if you give me 15,000 a month, I could pretty much guarantee you going meet somebody at escrow. So somebody's closing.
Yeah, exactly.
Is that what you're basically saying?
Yeah, we're basically coming up with massive offers that and we don't close on these. We don't really sign anyone on them. But then what we do is we just downsell them into like a pay per appointment offer, and then for 30 days, and then sign an agreement.
Oh, okay. So where you guys at revenue wise now?
I think we're gonna push almost 150K this month. And then next month, we're going to push probably 250, 300K, somewhere around there.
We grew by 100,000 in 22 days. We added that MMR, but that also means like they have to get onboarded, which is, a week to 2 week process. So
yeah. So we have the recurring revenue signed and everything like that, but some of it hasn't started yet. But just to put that into perspective, we closed 27 clients so far this month. It's the 23rd. So we're doing almost, I don't know, 1.25, 1.5 deals a month, something like that.
a month.
Or a day, sorry.
And that's all from like paid ads and shit?
Yeah, everything's paid ads.
That's super dope, man. Because most people are just spamming Facebook.
Yeah, I'm 100% around paid ads. Everything we do is paid ads. We don't try to do any organic. We send emails every now and then to rebook calls and stuff like that, but it's 100% related towards paid ads.
Not to say your organic should still be going though.
Yeah, that's true.
Like I pay attention to organic because like people go and search me. So it's like, well, our main acquisition isn't getting people in through organic. We build up our audience through organic too. But yeah.
Yeah.
Now, how do you get around this? And you guys run targeting realtors. How do you get around? Like, do you still have to go with the special ad category when you're doing B2B ads?
No. So that's one of the things in your offer. You can kind of touch how you get around that on the copy.
So, like you might get flagged for it, but you don't put it into special ads category. You send it back for them to appeal it. The thing is, like, you don't want to be using copy that's going to flag Facebook to just be like, hey, this is a real estate ad. So you have to get a little bit more careful in your language to try and avoid that. If you keep doing that over and over and Facebook keeps disproving your ads, which can happen, and you're not getting creative in your language, you are going to get your ad account shut down. So like, don't do that.
Yeah.
It's kind of like you're kind of on a thin rope when you're running ads for client acquisition. You have to get incredibly careful with your language, and you have to make sure that your ad doesn't look like you're selling houses or to the consumer.
Yeah. So we position everything. Basically, we don't say real estate agent. We don't say realtor. We don't say anything has verbiage related towards houses. We'll say like brokerages, or we'll say agent.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because like
Very
that
generic.
could be anything. It's a broad. Yeah. So we use broad terms. And then that's basically how we get around the special ad category.
And do you guys run like traffic to a landing page, messenger? Like, what do you guys do?
Yeah, it's all landing pages to book a call. That's it. So it's just ads and then landing page with a calendar embedded on it. And that's it. They book a time, and then we just send out a series. We send out a ton of like case studies and testimonials and other stuff over text.
I'd probably blow my brains out if it was over Messenger. When people message our page, I get kind of irate about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So for like what's your marketing budget?
We're spending around, I think, between 20 and 30, between 20 to $25,000 a month right now.
Nice,
So
man. Well, across how many ad accounts? Like all on one ad
that's
account?
that's just us personally.
No, no, no. I mean, like, do you spread that money around through like? Do you have like backup ad accounts in case Zuckerberg zucks you?
Yeah, like we have a ton of backup ad accounts and business managers, but that's spread out over Google and Facebook. Yeah.
You guys do Google too.
Yeah. Search ads. Yeah.
Do you guys do this for like for other marketers? Like, can I hire you to generate leads, or like is it just B2C?
Well, yeah, we have a Facebook group actually where we do weekly coaching calls for like a monthly subscription for a pretty reasonable
Bro,
price.
how come fucking you guys didn't tell me, dude? Like, I'm always like the last to know. Like, I feel like I'm never invited to the party, bro. Like, I'm always last. Shit.
We don't
It's
really
'cause we
advertise
just-
it. It's like a small group because we don't want it. Like our main deal is our agency, so it's like
Yeah.
we don't really advertise it. We kind of like if we start working with someone, it's like, hey, why don't we just coach you on this? It's like a small monthly subscription. I can't even remember what we charge people. It's
I think
reasonable.
it's like $397 a month, and we do four calls. a
Sign
month.
me up. Sign me up. I'm interested. You know what I mean? There's so many things I'm already paying. $397 here, $597 there, and I barely ever use that shit. Like that, I could use. I could definitely talk to you guys a few times a month. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You guys are a great couple.
Yeah.
So do you guys have like slides or something? Like, did you come prepared to the party? Because you know I ain't got shit. I'm on vacation. You know what I mean? I don't got any slides. I don't have a list of questions prepared. I don't have none.
No. So I just wrote down notes. I've been honestly so busy with like how the growth lately. So I was just gonna sit down and talk for like
Like you
30
have
minutes.
slides, but you're just reading off of them. So
Yeah.
you could share the slides
Okay.
if you.
Yeah. Just so people, people want to look at something. You know what I mean? They can look at you guys. You guys are definitely better looking than me and shit. Know what I'm saying? I gotta shave a little bit. But okay. So you got like, what about Google? Like, what's the cost per lead on Google? I guess for a B2B. Like, is it like a video? Is it like you or Zach just talking? Like, hey,
It's
we
search
guarantee
ads. Right?
closings. Oh, search ads. Okay.
Yeah.
'Cause
Yeah.
everybody's doing YouTube now. I mean,
Yeah. We'll probably get on YouTube at some point. But
you guys should. Yeah.
yeah. So for the search ads, our cost per meeting is 150 to $200 per meeting on there. Really expensive, but we close 1 out of 3, 1 out of 4 meetings. So that's
Beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who cares? Who cares what you know what I mean? As long as the conversion is there and like the ROI is there, right?
Yeah, exactly.
matter.
So like I like those ones because if we get 4 of those in a week or 8 of those in a week, that's basically like a guaranteed 2 closings for us. So that's why I like those. Even
Nice.
though we spend way more money, or our cost per acquisition on Google is like 800, where on Facebook it's like 400, 450. It's just it's just nicer because we have to take less meetings to get the deals done. So
Less meeting, dude. I like everything you're saying.
Yeah.
Less meetings is definitely better.
yeah.
Like, did you see the new offer that I came up with? The $200 per month plus 50/75
Yeah,
appointment.
man.
live
Like all that
transfer.
stuff will work great. Put it in an ad and run it.
Especially because like right now, that's what everyone's pushing right now is like the paper appointment type of thing. So I think that now your offer kind of aligns with everyone else's. So for white label or black label,
Yeah.
Yeah. Once you go black, you never go back, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. It just I don't know. My media buyer hasn't been able. Like, she makes it so complicated. I keep telling her just run like a lead ad, and just have a privacy policy, just like literally like name, email, phone number. We're working on stuff, you know. So hopefully when I join your private mastermind, which is it open to the public or just special people like me? I guess I'm not so fucking special. I just found out about it. You guys been running with it.
Okay, full
for forever.
disclosure, we launched it like last week. So.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. It's not that bad. It's not that bad.
You haven't really missed out. It's like, oh, this just went live.
Yeah.
We were taking on like a couple like just private consulting clients for a while, and then we were like, hey, instead of, because like we don't have that much time in a day, so like we couldn't just keep taking on like random private consulting clients. It was just taking up too much time. So we're like, hey, how can we have like a lower barrier to entry and just get people in?
But also with our private consulting clients, like we set up their ads for them and do a bunch of extra stuff. Whereas like with the consulting, it's just like you just talk to us.
Yeah,
yeah, I want that. I want that. I'm sold. Like that's a no-brainer offer right there, man. But anyway, I could go off into Pluto. Let's stick to what you guys have right now. Tripwire, but the basic idea is what? Big promise, big ticket, downsell to a smaller ticket.
Or the other way around. You can also reverse it, and you can do like a tripwire to get them in. So like, you just have to get someone in, and like, what the most important thing is. Sorry, I keep showing. I have to see myself talking for a second. The biggest thing is like you want to bring them into your world somehow, and so depending on like what your level of expertise is, and I think this is really important, is like know exactly who you're going after and actually speak to that person. Because the majority of new marketers aren't going to close a brokerage or like a top realtor if their lives depended on it. They need to go after markets that are more equal to where they are in their process. So for the majority of people, you're probably going to want to bring people into your world on more of like a low hanging fruit offer, like more of a tripwire offer, and then upsell them throughout, because it's going to be a lot harder if you don't have social proof, if you don't have case studies, testimonials, whatever else we need to basically support ourselves. People have been seeing our ads for years. So like sometimes you got to start a little lower, and that doesn't mean like drop your prices to the bottom and be the cheapest out there. It means like have a starting point to basically be able to build up trust with someone. Like we did a $47 offer for the longest time. And basically it was like $47 to like $297, and then $1,000, and then into our full package. And that worked great. And I think that that's probably a good route for anyone who's, you know, just getting their feet wet with this. There's so many ways. You basically just need to listen to what people are saying. And you also need to know who you are actually going after. And I think that's really important, which we kind of touch on in the next.
Yeah, exactly. So like to touch on like the $47 offer thing, even like we just created a Facebook ads course that was like, took us literally 2 hours to shoot the videos, made a sales page, started charging $47. Initially we were charging $7, and then we raised it because we were trying to make it profitable on the front end.
I saw those ads. Yeah. For like $7.
Yeah. In hindsight, we probably should have left it at $7 because we were just calling everyone that bought and then selling them done with you packages, selling them done for you packages, you know, selling them coaching, like other stuff on the back end. So like it might cost us $20 to get a sale, you know, and then, you know, subtract the 7. So you're at like $13 loss, but then we would upsell, you know, 1 out of 10 purchases into a $500 package or a $1,000 a month package kind of thing. So that's how you start from the bottom and work your way up. And then you can do the same thing with the top, you know, try to sell like, you know, a 20K package and then disqualify them. And you find out they're more of a fit to be in that $1,000 a month range, and you just sell them that.
And that really comes down to like experience, because like someone who's new, like I feel like in this industry, it's like everyone just tries to race each other to the bottom, which doesn't make any sense. He's running away. Everyone tries to race to the bottom.
I'm racing to the bottom right now.
Racing to the bottom. Everyone tries to race to the bottom. It's like racing to the bottom doesn't make a whole lot of sense, because it's like, how can you have a lower entry point without like taking the exact same value and just lowering your price? It's like someone who hasn't been running ads for as long as us, like we can comfortably go out and just pitch someone a $20,000 package and not even think twice about it, because people know we've been around for so long. They know who we are. We have a lot of proof around what we do. Someone who's a little bit newer, not as experienced, and is a stranger to these people, it's going to be a lot harder. And a lot of people are going to laugh at you if you're like a 20-year-old kid being like, yo, here's my $25,000 offer. It's like, if you can't close a $7 offer, a $47 offer, you can't close a $50 deal. you have no business doing that. So it's like, it's a good way to bridge up your offer in a way that, I don't know, you're going to get some wins and you're going to be able to build up trust, right?
Yeah.
So like the $47 one was like a course, like just
Yeah.
how to set up your ads from the realtor's perspective, right?
Yeah,
And then
exactly.
you said you had a $297 thing. What was that thing?
Yeah, so that was actually an upsell right in the funnel, which was a great piece because what we were doing is, so it went $47 offer, and then the upsell on the funnel was said, hey, if you're no good with tech or any of this stuff, you know, just buy this. It's $297. We'll grant us access into your business manager, and we're just going to set everything up for you. And it's a one-time offer. They can only get that $297 right then and there. And then all that really did was just sent a onboarding form to them, and then they filled it out, and then it pinged my VAs, and they just went and got access to the business manager and set everything up. And then we had a client success manager just reach out to them and then sell them on ISA services.
Mm.
You know what I mean? So it was like they're already doing business with us at this point. We're setting up like CRMs and stuff like that, and we just start cross selling multiple different products back to them and say, hey, I noticed, you know, we're going to be running these campaigns for you for the next 14 days, getting them kind of set it and forget it ready. Why don't we just call the leads for you too? It costs this much.
Yeah, man, that tripwire thing is definitely, like, for example, here I walk on the beach, right? And there's like dudes that like walk the beach and try to sell us stuff. And like they always like, my friend, come here, let me ask you a question, my friend. And then they'll like hand you a cigar. You know, the moment you take that cigar, the law of reciprocity means you owe them something. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
Exactly.
So
exactly.
then they come back and say, hey, only for you, my friend, 20 cigars, $100. And then you fucking end up at $35. And then I'm like, I thought we were friends. Why did you start with $100, but we ended up at $35? What's going on? But like
Yeah,
that's, dude, I'm literally seeing your funnel work live on the beach right now. Like that's
yeah,
exactly
exactly.
how it works in real life, man.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. And we do that stuff all the time. And now we even partner with other like course creators and stuff because we have a large email list. So like now what we're doing is we're just like getting affiliate links for other people's like courses. Like maybe they have an organic YouTube course, like how to grow a YouTube channel as a real estate agent. And then we push out like $297 offers, $497 offers to our email list, and we're just collecting affiliate commissions at that point. So like that's kind of how we like
Dude.
start structuring everything, and we're just getting paid, you know, like 4 or 5 different ways off of all the leads that we
It's
generate.
beautiful. It's beautiful, man. Like I'm so inspired. You know, the real word I want to say is jealous, but you should never be jealous. You should just be inspired, right? But
Yeah.
like, I wish I had a you know, inbox dollars. You know, you just click a little link, and bam, you get paid, man. How many employees do you guys have?
I think we're up to 19 some people right now. But
And
yeah,
it
that's we got
doesn't look,
19 people that we're kind of.
yeah, and it doesn't look like you have any stress at all. Like you guys are so zen. You know what I'm saying? Like you're so
Man,
zen.
we've been up until this point, we've been like max stress. It's been like, we make it sound like sitting at this point, we're like, oh, this is just nice. This is easy. This is whatever. Like we were talking about this
Yeah.
yesterday. This was not just like a nice little cakewalk getting to this point. This was like, I'm going to lay in bed for 3 days and just like cry myself to sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah, there were lots like that. There were lots of times like that.
Like we have quit so many times being like, that's it. Like after today, let's just go get jobs. Like screw this. I am done. And that's happened so many times. And like whenever I watched people that were like in our position, I'd be like, yo, like it just seems so easy for them. Like they're just kind of walking through life and this is so nice. It's like, man, wait till you get kicked off of Stripe. Wait till your bank account gets drained to $0 and you don't know how you're going to buy groceries tomorrow. Like, wait till all of that stuff happens, because guess what? That stuff all happens, and it's either like you either be resilient and you figure it out, you cry in bed for a couple days, or you get right back at it, get kicked in the head a couple more times. And
Yeah.
then like one day, one day you wake up and it's like, okay, things aren't so bad anymore.
Mhm. Yeah.
No, you guys deserve a trophy. You know what I mean? Like you went through fucking all that, and you're not on Xanax or anything like that, or any antipsychotics. I'm assuming you're not on any
It's been a
prescription
while.
medication. Okay.
Yeah, we probably should be.
At this point,
Bro,
Yeah.
because like I always joke about it, like 30% of my day is spent yelling at Asian people. Like that's all I do is I literally just yell at Asian people like 3 hours a day. Like it's insane. You know what I mean? Not so much the past week and stuff. Maybe I think it's just I need a warmer warmer climate, you know, and I'm
Yeah.
not gonna get so frustrated, you know. Um, yeah, but anyway, so like, okay, 150,000, you're gonna be at a quarter mil. How much of that is profit?
We're probably going to be sitting around 35 to 45% profit margin on that.
See, that's healthy, right? But like, I talk to guys, and they're telling me they're running at 65%, because that's where I'm at. I'm at like I hover between like 32 and 37%, you
Yeah.
know, and like you get to this big number, but you don't get to take that big number home. You know
no,
what
No.
I'm
like when
saying?
we were when you're a smaller agency, it's like almost 100% profit. Like when we were at like 25,000 a month, it's like that all went into our bank account. And then as you start growing and growing and growing, it gets more expensive and your ads start to cost more because you're spending more money. You have to bring on more people. And then you start doing things where it's like you start like hiring luxury employees where it's like, you know what, I just don't want to do that anymore.
Wait,
So
what's give me a few examples of a luxury employee, because I think I have a few.
Our client success managers are a great hire.
Okay.
They basically act as a gatekeeper. And then you have like a COO, which kind of works from you to basically everyone else. And
Yeah.
then client success managers, and then you have your fulfillment staff. Those guys that are like a go-between between clients and you, that's like, I would say that's critical once you start growing because
Critical.
if you're
Yeah.
dealing with clients every single day, because like as an owner, all you're going to hear is the bad stuff. It's very
Yeah.
rare you're going to hear great things. From time to time it happens, but you're going to hear a lot more. I don't want to swear. A
You're
lot
going to
more.
hear a lot more shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
It tends to feel like, you know, when you're dealing with the clients, especially if they know you're the owner, they're just going to bitch. That's all
It's
they're going to do.
constant. It just never ends. It's like you could have the greatest service in the world. We have customers that do $22 million a year off of our service, and they'll still complain to us about God knows what. It's like, but are you making 22 million?
Yeah.
So why are you complaining? But like they still will.
Because they're like, well, we could be making 26 million, you know, but we're only making 22. Like, don't think too highly of yourself. You know what I'm saying? Anybody could do it,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
It's crazy, man. I had a conversation with a client. Well, I think he's gonna be a ex client now, but you know, we got a 1 week cancellation policy. You know, you got to let us know a week before bill date, right? Because we're not here to babysit you and stuff. We're not here to chase you around. And this dude don't say nothing, and then he gets charged. And then the success manager talks to him, and he's like, "All right, I'm gonna use it as credit, you know, for next month for my existing clients and stuff." And this morning, I see an email like chargeback. Like, bro, you got credit, you got all kind of lenience and stuff, and now he's calling me a baby and stuff. He's like, "Oh, you're going through a tantrum." I'm like, "No, it's fucking policy. Like, we have a company policy. It's not a tantrum. It's how business works, dude. Just because you just woke up one day, saw a YouTube video of Jayde and Zach, and decided you want to be an agency owner because they made it look so easy. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
that's
man,
not how it is."
chargebacks are like you can do time in prison in some states. It's fraud. It's literally corporate fraud. And like we make this very clear. If you want to do a chargeback, by all means, but we will go after you because
Yeah.
like that hurts us. We've been hurt by people who we literally have emails from saying they've been getting like tangible results, money in their bank account from our services, and they've went and
Yeah.
charged us back. When all of a sudden all this corona stuff hit, it was like everyone and their dog was just scared. So they're calling their credit card companies. I need my money back. I need my money back. It's like, I will go after you. Like, I don't think people realize like
That sounded so good. So evil, but so good. Like I
It's
totally
not
agree
evil.
with you.
Think about it, man. Like we had one Stripe account get shut down like 2 or 3 months ago, and we lost 90% of our clients because of that. Like again, like
Crazy, man.
we almost started over
Yeah.
because they didn't want to give us their credit cards again, right? And they're like, oh, this is my time to back out of the contract or do whatever they want
and
to
it's
do.
Yeah.
always around like it's either around Christmas or it's around, I mean, this is the first pandemic most of us has been through, but anytime there's
Yeah.
like any type of like major event, that's like the time where your customers all of a sudden start getting the most shady. So it's like my service didn't all of a sudden change just because it's around Christmas. My service didn't just change because it happens to be a pandemic. You called your credit card company because you spent too much and now you're trying to find ways to get money back. And
Yeah.
like we just have like zero tolerance for this now because it puts so much stress on a business that it's like, no, I'll go after you. And like, since we're in Canada, any Canadian clients, it's like, okay, damages here, anything in the States, we'll just go after you because you can. And it's like, we don't screw
Why
around with
not?
that anymore.
Why not? Why not? Like they're trying to fuck you. Why not? Fuck them back. Little reach around action.
Yeah, we don't mess around with that. Like our contracts are like, they're pretty bulletproof for that type of stuff because zero tolerance for people doing fraud against my company. Just absolutely freaking not.
Yeah, we that's pretty evident in our agreements.
Yeah, if I
Yeah.
provide a service, like we are buying ads on the internet for you. If I do that
Right.
and you for some reason think that, oh, I'm gonna try and get my money back for this, go ahead. I dare you.
Oh, you guys collect the ad spend? You guys handle that for your clients too?
On some clients we do, and
Yeah,
then other
it
clients, it
depends.
really depends how the nature of the relationship goes. Yeah,
Mm.
cool.
Yeah,
How many-
yeah, Gus. I'm dealing with a chargeback. It's from one of your homies. Actually, he popped the question into the Zoom thing. Yeah. Anyway, let's not turn this pick my brain into a couple marketers just bickering like bitching about chargebacks and shit. Like, what do we got? Copy mastery. Who's the copy master between you two?
That's her.
That would be me. That is my job.
Okay.
This is
All
like my
right.
number one role in all like our entire company. If I had to say like what is the most important thing that I do, it's this. And everyone thinks like, oh, it's got to be sales. It's like you don't have sales if you don't have a message that actually converts and gets you meetings.
True.
So my like number one advice, these slides are so ugly. I didn't want to share them.
I
Oh
know.
well. Copy mastery. Be authentic. If you don't sound like a human being and it's not true to your personality, you're going to sound like a robot and you're going to sound like everyone else. And this is really important because like, those posts that you see, we've made fun of it on this call and other calls before. I'm looking for a ex-client realtor who wants to or who could handle another 30 buyers this month.
Disgusting. Makes me
If
want to
you-
vomit every time I see that shit.
If you take writing that you got in someone's course and you literally copy and paste it into like anything, it's
You're
not going to work.
closing. You're not closing
No.
shit.
Because like my thing about course creators nowadays is like maybe they owned an agency. Maybe they owned an agency 3 years ago. Well, Zach and I know that owning an agency 3 years ago was a totally different ballgame than it is now. And so like going and taking someone's course content, copying and pasting it, where do you think they learned that? They learned that from someone else's course. That person had other people in their course. Those other people became course creators, and it just becomes this like
Pyramid scheme.
cesspool of here's the writing that I used to close clients in 2017, and then people go and use it. And it's like, sure, you're probably going to get someone who responds to that. You're going to get the worst customers on the face of this planet. If they haven't been inundated with that message for the past 3 years, there's something wrong. There's a reason why. And now all of a sudden they're like, oh, I'm interested in hearing about this. It's like, okay, so you're either getting like brand new people to the industry, or you're getting people that just aren't online, period. So they're just seeing this type of stuff for the first time. And it's like, those aren't people who you necessarily want to work with. Don't use someone else's messaging verbatim. It won't work. It makes you look stupid. That right there. Put effort into educating yourself on how to write good copy. Story brand, that's like, there's a book called Story Brand by Donald Miller. He also has a course. I also created a course on like my own way of doing copywriting because I do think that this is something that so many people overlook. Like you actually have to educate yourself on writing good copy, because if you can't write copy, you don't get meetings. And that's just the harsh reality of this. And if you do get meetings, they're not with people you want to be doing business with. Next point, speak to your audience. Again, if you're new and you're new to marketing, or say you're just like kind of medium rare, just accept it. Go out and talk to your audience, document everything, focus more on research than selling. Like take every sales call as a research opportunity. Don't focus so much on like, I have to sell. And if I don't, I'm going to go and sleep, cry in bed for 3 days. I've done that before. Don't be afraid to be humble and honest in your approach to everything. Pretending to be a hotshot is like, it's so evident to people with experience. I always know when I get someone in my DMs being like, hey, I'm just adding you to my 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, a million figure agency group. And it's like, I can tell just in their writing, I'm like, you have no experience in what you're doing. Like, don't try and be a hotshot to somebody who actually knows what they're doing, because it just makes you look stupid. Just be humble, be real, and kind of realize like where you're at. If you're brand new at owning an agency, you're probably not going to close the biggest brokerage in your city. You're probably going to close someone that's kind of like relative to where you are, and understand that and speak to that person. And sometimes they're going to be annoying clients, especially if they're new, but I mean, you got to learn somewhere.
Yeah. I don't think we can hear you.
Can't hear you. I can see your mouth moving, but I can't hear nothing.
Is that better?
Yeah, there we go.
All right. Perfect. Would you like say you had like at what point did you hire a success manager? I'm just curious. Like how many clients did you how crazy did you get before you put that buffer between you and the actual client?
I think it was around 25 to 30 clients we had.
I have no idea.
And then I don't know, like, because like I was managing a lot of the clients, and then plus I was running the ads at one point, and then I was just like, you know what, I can't even run ads if I'm fielding all this stuff.
Yeah.
And then yeah, we hired one and never looked back. We've only grown that part of our team.
Oh, it's so
It
important.
only gets
Sometimes
bigger.
it's like it can be kind of an expensive, not expensive, I don't want to use that word. It can be like a larger investment in like getting good client success managers, but like it's just
It's critical, but it's like it's night and day. Like if I didn't have Michelle, like my beard would be gray right now. Like I would probably, I would mentally abuse the majority of my clients on a daily basis. Because I don't know, I'm just a hothead. I'd rather like lose all my clients than take your shit. Like I don't give a fuck. I'll start from scratch. You know what I'm saying? I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm kind of like
I'm
that.
just yeah. But you know what's powerful? You can be like that when you have a skill that you can rebuild. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Even though your slides suck today, and I'm gonna blame that on Zach. Like your first slides were very beautiful, very amazing, and I think that was Jayde who did that. But like
Yeah, he
everything
kept
you're
trying to get me
saying,
to do.
I was like, help me, I'm
He's
not
like,
artistic.
he's like, do my slides for me.
Just
I'm
help
like,
me.
this is yours. Do your slides.
This is what you get with me. Black and white.
The dog wants to be in this. She really wants to like. The dog keeps jumping up. Anyway.
what kind of dog you have?
Should we show him?
Yeah, we'll show you. She's
Come
a.
here, come.
We don't know what she is. She's a Heinz 57. Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. What's the what do they call it? Little I want to say Jack Daniels, but Jack whatever. Jack
She's kind of
something.
like if we had to guess what she is, our guesses are like Australian Shepherd crossed with like a Catahoula with maybe a little Jack Russell in her.
Yeah.
We don't know though.
Oh,
She showed up on our doorstep one day, and
she's
the rest was
gorgeous.
history.
She's gorgeous. Yeah, you making me miss my dog. We have him with a babysitter. He's at like a farm. She sent me an email today that he was getting chased around by geese, and I'm like, oh, you know what I mean? So
Wicked
he's having
Avian
fun.
Master.
Yeah, he's a 120-pound mastiff. You know what I mean? And still acts like a little baby. Like the geese is probably the size of his leg, and he's still like running away and shit.
Come on, geese are terrifying though. Well, Canadian geese are anyways.
Yeah, they're ruthless.
They're
You don't
No,
mess with them.
but she has like wild turkeys on her farm and prize goats, and she has like these dragon chickens and shit. Like she has like 7 different variations of chickens and shit. So like he's in an all inclusive resort just like me right now. You know, just with
Oh, there you
my dog's balling right now, bro. Like,
go. Perfect. Cool. Let's get
nice.
the last piece here.
Let's get it in.
Sweet.
I can't
I can't read it.
I'm gonna guess. Sales. How to close your irresistible offer.
Oh,
Do you want me to talk about sales? This is supposed to be your slide.
I know, but then I realized it's.
Who's the
everything.
closer though? Like I feel like Zach. Do you set him up and Jade knocks him down, right? Who gets the money?
I close lots of agency owners.
We don't we're not on we don't do sales calls anymore. We have a whole sales team.
Shit. I wish I could be like you. You know what I mean? You guys are, yeah. I'm
Got
learning.
to a point where like I would just start hanging up on people where like I got pretty good at sales. I had like 1 month where my close rate was 80% of people that I talked to, I closed, and that was when I retired. I was like, I'm closing on a good note. And then
Yeah, I got you.
She
I
still
didn't, like-
holds that to everybody's throats all the
it was
time.
1 month of my life, and it was like this, like we had a really good offer. It was a great month. It was like when pay per appointment first came out, and it was just like, oh, you want pay per appointment? I'll do that. And it was like if I was getting on the phone and I didn't hang up on them or start swearing at them, I was closing them. But then it got to the point where like I just got kind of annoyed, and it was like, how am I supposed to be managing all these things in the business plus doing sales calls? Like at some point in time, you have to just realize like, what am I responsible for, and like what can I delegate out? So yeah, we don't do sales calls anymore. We like if we do like a deal with like an agency or something, like we do those calls.
Yeah, we do them together, so we both close.
We're
I
both
guess.
good at sales now. Like we started out as like these terrible salespeople that would be like, I'm so terrified. And now it's like we get an agency on the phone. It's like, your money is coming into my bank account. You're taking this. We're going to grow your business. Oh, give me the credit card. And that's kind of
Nice.
it. I don't think sales is a big deal anymore. I don't know. I think we just got like kind of confident, and we're like, whatever Grant Cardone says, where he's like, everyone else has your money.
Yeah. Who got my money?
Yeah.
Yeah, but when you have a fucking killer offer, it's almost like you look at them like, what do you mean you're not going to give me a credit card? You know what I'm saying? Like
That's basically the gist of it, like kind of what we're trying to hit at with all of this. You just
Your offer is so important. Like your offer and your confidence in your offer is like what actually matters. If your offer is junk, chances are your close rate's going to be junk. If your confidence is junk, chances are it's because you don't actually trust your offer that much. And again, close rate's going to be junk. So like those things are important, but so is this stuff. This stuff's important too, which I'm going to touch on. Ask questions and legitimately ask questions. Like we find a lot of like new agency owners, especially if they're in real estate, they get on the phone with their prospect and it's like the prospect's like, yo, tell me the price. And then my price is $1,500. And that's the end of the call. It's like, that's not sales. Just do a webinar at that point in time, because there's absolutely no point in getting on the phone with someone. If literally all you're doing is just pitching your price. I said that here. Just run a webinar. If you can't solve people's problems, you're not going to get any sales, period. Disclaimer, you're not going to sell high ticket on a webinar. So like, think about it from that perspective. No one sells high ticket on webinars. There's a reason why, because you have to actually figure out people's pains and their problems, and you have to solve them. If you can't figure that out on your sales call, chances are you're not closing. And a lot of times, a lot of these like rookie sales people, especially in markets where it's like they've been inundated with the concept of like lead generation, you don't necessarily need to solve their problems on like their prospecting issues. A lot of times you have to solve their problems on what didn't they like about other lead generation companies, and then position as why you're better than them. And if you're not better than them, don't lie. Just be like, you know what, it kind of sounds like I offer the same thing. And like there's power in that. And it's like, well, you might offer the same thing. There's so many people, like I turn down sales, like I would turn down sales all the time and just be like, you know what, I don't know if this is really gonna work. Either I don't really like you, or you're kind of just complaining about everything and I kind of just sell the same service. And a lot of times people would come back and be like, you know what, maybe this is on me. Why don't we try this again? And it's like, well, yeah, that's the reason why that didn't work for you is because you didn't put any effort into it.
Yeah.
So like, why should I work with you unless you're going to prove yourself to me? And a lot of times those people try really, really hard to prove themselves to you. Next point. Objection handling, actually objection handle. Don't send them anything and don't just voluntarily put them into a follow-up because you were scared. No proposals, no agreement, nothing. It's credit card or GTFO. They get everything afterwards. And I think that's important because so many people are like, oh, I'll send you a proposal. And then what? They ghost you for the rest of your life? Like you already have a high enough no-show rate with your prospects. So like, why are you sending them off?
Yeah, we kind of have like a sales company policy that we only pay commissions basically if you close the deal within 5 days of originally talking to them. And that's just to incentivize our sales team to like get the deals done within 5 days. Because if it goes longer than 5 days, our odds are they're signing with another company. Very rarely do we sign a deal where it's like
time kills deals.
Yeah, like 40 or 60 days out.
Because then it's like, oh, well, I might as well just downsell them something else. I might as well just pitch them on like a course or something that is going to be cheaper because why aren't they closing today? And sometimes price is a legitimate objection. And sometimes it's like, well, price is a legitimate objection and they don't have the money. Why not sell them something else? And then maybe we can sell them on something higher ticket later on.
Yep.
Buy or die. If they didn't buy, ask for honest feedback about, I can't see what that says, why they didn't buy, and actually do research, like what the reason is why they're not buying, so you can improve on your skills, as well as isolate those objections before they ever come up for next time. Every single person's going to have the same objections they get over and over and over. If you don't figure out how to solve those before you get to the objection handling part, you're just going to keep getting those objections, and it's just going to be like an uphill battle. So it's like Zach's going to get his own set of objections, I'm going to get my own set of objections, you're going to get your own set of objections. Isolate those before you get to that point, so that by the time you ask for the sale and say, give me my money, they're just like, oh, I have nothing left to say at this point. It's either yes or no, and that way you don't have to play like, let's follow up with each other for the rest of eternity and never do business together.
Yeah.
What does GTFO stand for?
Get the fuck out.
Perfect. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Well, like sometimes objections are real, right? Like sometimes they're just too broke, but that's your fault. You're talking to the wrong people, like you didn't pre-qualify them or something like that. But if somebody just says like, "Hey, man, I've been screwed over and over," I guess what I'm trying to ask: do you change your offer? Like, if you see an objection enough times, do you change your actual offer, or like, do you just try to change the verbiage you use to explain it? Like, at what point do you actually, change the color of the car? Like, if they keep telling you, "I don't like yellow," at what point do you paint it red?
Yeah, so that's going to be one of those things where it's like if you're getting the same objection from multiple people, odds are it's not like a sales thing, it's an offer thing. So like you might have to go back to the drawing board to create a type of offer based around that objection to then, go and start pitching that to like 20, 30 people and see what happens then. And then if you start to notice, hey, like, because like literally like our offer like 2 years ago was the whole like the guaranteed leads thing, and then when we switched to pay per appointment, that's the only thing we changed. We didn't change any of our like sales scripts or anything like that. Still followed the same format. We just changed the offer. We went from like a 5% close rate to a 25% close rate, and that's the only thing that we changed, was just like doing pay per appointment. That's it.
So like what? Yeah. My bad. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, one thing that like I don't recommend though is changing your offer too frequently, because like we were bad for that in the beginning. It'd be like, that's not working, let's change our offer. And then it just like was constant, so we could never actually gain any traction or learn how that offer is actually working for us. So like if you have to spend a year on an offer, spend a year on an offer. I think everyone's so rushed in business that it's like, if I don't have this dialed in 15 days, it's done. And it's like, what is 15 days? What's 6 months? Like, what's 1 year of your life?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't know. We just not everybody can hang in there, Like
Yeah.
a lot of these agency owners, there were baristas 2 weeks ago, and now they're charging trying to charge you 20 G's for some shit they know nothing about. And then they come to me and they're like, "Yo, Big Papa, you know what I'm saying? Can you fucking fulfill all this shit?" And I'm like,
And then they do
"No."
a chargeback on you.
That's what the chargeback. That's literally why I have chargebacks right now, because I took on an idiot like that. But that's okay. That's all right.
Yeah. So like that's the thing. And if you can't afford to like hang in there for like 4, 6, 8 months, like just figuring this stuff out, like you're just gonna fail. Like you have to go into it with the mindset, like you're
You
not
have to
gonna
go
be an
into it like
overnight
there's no
success.
other option, and it's gonna be painful. Like that's just the harsh reality of it. Save up some money or like go get some credit and like figure it out. Like that's what we did. We borrowed a whole bunch of money to run this business. Do I recommend doing that? I don't know. It worked for us. But I mean, realistically, it's like you go to university or college and it's going to cost you $50,000 to $100,000 a year. So if it costs you $50,000 to $100,000 to figure out a business, like what's the difference? If you get a liberal arts degree, you don't even, there's no job at the end of that anyways. At least if you start a business, like you might win.
Yeah.
Bro, thank God for American Express. I'm telling you, like that shit has saved me so many times, because like we took dips, went from X to 0. Payroll don't stop. You know what I'm saying? Like payroll never stops. When you
Oh,
have people that depend on you, it is what it is. Um, like when you guys crashed, I think I asked you this the first time I spoke with you, Jade. But when you guys crashed, like, how did you handle the layoffs? Like, did you go all, like Glenn Ross? Like, you got to have brass balls, and if you're not number one, you're cut.
So
What did you
basically
do?
what
so
yeah.
most people just like, so the first time that we crashed was like right after Corona hit.
Yeah.
And most people just quit. Most people were just like, I'm scared. I got to go do something else. Like, I'm freaked out right now. And then some of our employees, it was like, I realize you're not doing anything, but we're going to keep paying you. Like, we had 2 really good, like, ride or die employees at the time. And it was just like, we'll figure it out. We're going to keep paying you. And then other ones just kind of dropped off. And then, I don't know, we pretty much always keep our employees.
Most of our team we've had for like 2 years now. 2 years. Yeah, since we started hiring. Like all our ISAs and stuff have been with us for like a year and a half now, full time.
Are all your people still from the Philippines, or like South America? Where do you guys go?
Yeah, we go Mexico for ISA staff, and then Philippines for like back end systems and managing that, because we find they
We have
understand
people from
technology.
all over. Like we have people in Pakistan and the Philippines and Mexico
Yeah.
and Argentina and Israel. Like
Yeah, that's
Israel.
if you have a skill set,
Okay.
I don't care where you are.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
And a lot of
Nice.
times it's not about the wages. Like if someone's a hard worker, I don't care what it costs. The problem with most Americans and Canadians is that they're lazy and they always want more for less. And like I find that overseas you get a harder
You,
worker.
yeah. Yeah, you get bigger bang for your buck,
Exactly.
yeah.
or where you go. Especially like in my wife's country, like we're going there for 3 months, and when we come back after like a month or whatever, we're going 3 months to Belarus, and like a like a doctor, right, like a dentist, $500 a month. That's what he makes. And
That's great.
then you have a junior .NET developer, like some 18, 19-year-old kid, they make $1,500. So it's like it's crazy, man. But the right skill, you got to have the right skills to pay the bills. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
um, in America and Canada, a dentist makes $70 an hour. Over there, they
yeah.
make 70 cents. It is what it is. Like, yeah, it's interesting, man. Have you guys ever considered like moving to another country, like living abroad, being like you guys would make great digital nomads? Like you ever watch those guys on YouTube? They buy like a yacht and just live on a yacht like in the open sea for a while. I think that'd be great. As
Talk
long as
about
they got
this.
Wi-Fi.
We were talking about this yesterday. We're like, where should we move? We were talking about Ireland yesterday.
Yeah.
We did move for a while. We moved to Vegas, which wasn't abroad, but we did move at one point in time. Then we came back home, which I still don't know why.
Yeah. I want to live somewhere else. I do.
I don't
just
want to live here, especially the city we live in. Like we live in like
Auschwitz.
not only Auschwitz, but like we live in the sticks. Like if you look like just past those houses, it's like farmers' fields and rednecks. And
You guys live in the boonies. Like
Yeah.
Canada got rednecks?
oh, Canada's
Yeah.
so redneck. Like where we live, it's like we live in oil country. So like there's our province and then there's another province beside us. And it's like everyone drives these big jacked up trucks and
Like, but it's cold as shit. Like, how does their neck get burned from the sun? Like, that's where you get redneck.
So
Is
it's
they work
the
in the field.
coldest. We have the coldest winters and the hottest summers.
yeah, so it's not cold
Oh
here.
shit!
Like
Yeah.
from like April till November, like it's nice out. Like our summers are perfect. Like right where we live, it's like slightly above room temperature and like no rain for months on end. It's perfect. You go outside in your shorts and you're not sweating to death. Like I would say that we actually probably have better weather than like most like hot places because we don't get this like super hot summer. We just get like 2 months of terrible winter,
Yeah.
maybe 3 months.
Like, I've been doing research in Bogota, Colombia. I think is a spot where I would want to go. It's like 75 degrees all year round.
Yeah, I can handle that. That's like our summer. From like the majority of the year is nice here. It's just for the 3 months that it's bad, it's really bad.
Yeah.
And I don't think anyone realizes that. Like I think everyone thinks Canada's just cold all year round. And it's like, I'd rather do a Canadian winter than a Florida summer.
Is there a Hollywood in Canada? Like, what are you guys known for except for maple syrup?
Oil, I think. No.
Potash,
Potash. Yeah. Potash.
agricultural stuff, Canadian beef, Tim Hortons. What's a coffee place?
Jim whatever. What's his name from Dumb and Dumber? He's from Canada, right? That's there's a lot of famous people that are from Canada, actually. You guys have a lot of comedians that come from
Yeah.
Canada. A lot
Yeah,
of
there's a
funny
lot of-
people.
Like who's all from Canada? Drake's from Canada. Justin Bieber's from Canada. Celine Dion is from Canada.
Wasn't the Rock from Vancouver? Or is that where he lives now?
I have no
Forget.
idea.
Um,
I don't think it's Canadian.
You know, Mike Tyson has a Ukrainian citizenship.
Really?
That's weird.
Yeah. This diplomat, he was on the beach and he's saying Mike Tyson got a free apartment in Kiev, and he now has a Ukrainian citizenship. So Mike Tyson's, he's Ukrainian now.
That's hilarious. That's what we need. We need some country to just be like, yo, we'll take you on as a citizen. We'd move. We used to like Canada, and then this.
Oh, bro, you know who I met yesterday? And we're just shooting the shit now. Do you guys have any more slides or anything else you want to cover?
No, that's it.
No, that's it.
Yo, you know how I met? Remember Mr. Bean?
Yeah.
Met that
Sure.
motherfucker yesterday, yo. We were hanging out.
You met Mr. Bean?
Yeah, he's on the beach. He's like he's like 2 buildings over.
What?
He's staying over there. I got pictures and shit with him, so I'll post them on Facebook and shit when we come back.
That's hilarious.
You gotta use those as your thumbnails in YouTube.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, he was just hanging out, man. I'm like, yo, are you Mr. Bean? He was like, yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. I don't drink alcohol, but like he was fucking pounding that Black Label shit. I mean, just fucking. He's like uno más, señor, doble Black Label. You know what I mean? Just fucking them things up. But anyway, I want to thank you guys for jumping on. It's been fun. It's always fun.
Yeah.
Special Caribbean edition. Pick my brain. If you guys ever do a podcast or whatever, I'd love to jump on it. Send Michelle that link to that group. I'd love to join it. We definitely need some B2B ad action. I want to push that new offer to the full-time ISA for $200 a month.
Yeah.
Crazy offer. Terms and service may apply. You know what I mean? But other than that, man, like I love talking to you guys, man, and you guys have a great weekend. And I'm gonna go back to the beach and get me a Coco Loco.
Perfect,
fun.
man. Have fun. Thanks for having us.
All
See
right,
ya.
guys, take care. Peace out.